Coming up tonight on Middle Tennessee News, after a major bust at the Quickie Mart in Murfreesboro, MPD is continuing their investigation to uncover this operation, and a man has been arrested after multiple car break-ins in Lebanon, Tennessee.
MTSU is holding an event to close out Black History Month with a special guest speaker, and the city of Murfreesboro is adding to their yearly award collection. All these stories, plus your local weather and sports, Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Kara Fullington.
And I'm Mary Beth Mangrum. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News. Midday February 21st, the Lebanon Police Department executed a search warrant at the Kwiksak Tobacco and Beer on East High Street. The search resulted in the finding and seizing of several amounts of drugs. Tianeptine, a Schedule II drug commonly known as Zaza, was found in 16 bottles. Tianeptine is a synthetic drug that continues to be illegal in Tennessee. Also discovered were nearly 400 individually packed Legend drugs. Both of these items were allegedly being sold illegally behind the counter, including to undercover operatives. Charges are still pending as police continue their investigation.
A Smyrna teen was hit by a speeding car and severely injured over the weekend. The man responsible for the car accident, resulting in victim Janae Edmondson to lose both her legs, was apprehended yesterday. Police say the man was out on bond, speeding, and did not have a valid driver's license. He was later arrested for these charges, as well as counts of assault and armed criminal action from a robbery 3 years ago in Missouri. Student athlete Edmondson had to have both her legs amputated due to the incident. A GoFundMe account was set up by her volleyball community to help the Edmondson family pay for her medical expenses and other financial needs.
The suspect behind a series of vehicle burglaries in Lebanon has been found. 48-year-old Alonzo Clark was arrested Monday night after admitting to his crimes. Clark was breaking into vehicles on the eastern part of town and stealing things from inside. Officers first located Clark due to him matching the physical description given. Clark is charged with 2 counts of theft and burglary. Theft reports are still being reviewed and more charges are pending. If you or anyone you know may have been victimized, you can call the LPD at 615-444-2323.
The Lebanon Police Department has released updates regarding a stolen vehicle yesterday afternoon. Early yesterday morning, the Lebanon Police Department received an alert about a missing vehicle. The black Chevy Colorado was located near Don Fox Park off of Barden Parkway. Along the driver and officers were able to apprehend him from there. The driver is currently facing local charges, including being a convicted felon in possession of unlawful firearm.
The Murfreesboro Police Department needs your help in identifying a shoplifting suspect. On Valentine's Day, an unidentified woman entered the North Thompson Lane location of Plato's Closet. It was there that she picked out clothing and chose not to pay for it. Footage of the incident is now available to help the public identify her. You can see her look through the racks of clothing and later on pick up a pair of shoes. If you have any information on this woman's identity, please contact the Murfreesboro PD. Informants can call Detective Harris with the Murfreesboro Police Department.
State legislatures are considering a bill that would block TikTok from public internet access on college campuses. SB 834 is sponsored by a state senator and a committee chairman, John Lunenburg, and aims to decrease of apps that originate outside of the country. The bill targets the banning of all access to video platforms from foreign companies. Government bodies across the country have banned the app from government employee use over fears that user data is a risk to national security. Members of the Tennessee Senate will convene in the next few weeks to discuss the potential passing of the bill.
Ilyasa Shabazz will speak at MTSU for Black History Month. The daughter of Malcolm X will help close out Black History Month with Dr. Cornel West. Dr. West will give a State of the African American Union, while Shabazz will talk about the legacy of her father, Malcolm X. Dr. Cornel West will be speaking at 7 o'clock on February 24th in the James Union Building, and Ilyasa Shabazz will be speaking at 7 o'clock on February 27th in the James Union Building. Both events are free and open to the public and will also be live streamed on the Student Union Campus Life YouTube channel.
The City of Murfreesboro has earned yet another award this year. For 23 years in a row, the Government Finance Officers Association has awarded the City of Murfreesboro the Certificate of Achievement in Financial Reporting. This year makes 24. The award is the highest form of recognition in the area and represents a big milestone for the city government and its management. Every year, the people of the Murfreesboro Finance and Tax Department reach for the stars, and this award recognizes that accomplishment.
A new face on the MTSU campus is excited to help students and faculty alike. Rachel McGinnis is the new director of the MTSU Office of Research and Sponsored Programs. She spent the first few weeks here meeting with the campus community. Rachel says that research is important to the world and that it makes things better and moves things forward. McGinnis has years of experience in another school's research department, so she is definitely fit for the job here. Rachel wants the campus community to think
gloomy. It's also important to mention that the entirety of Middle Tennessee is under a wind advisory from now until Thursday. More on that later. Murfreesboro and Mount Juliet are the warmest with a high of 77 degrees. Woodbury and Shelbyville both have a high of 76, and Manchester and McMinnville trail just behind at 75 degrees. Finally, Smithville is our lowest at 74. That's all for now. Make sure you stick around. I'll be back with tonight's forecast later on. Back to you, Kira.
Thanks, Dylan. Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News. If you're in need of a fun night out, the Community Foundation has your weekend plans covered March 3rd and 4th. And Dr. Larry Burris brings us our weekly media commentary. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we have this week's media commentary from our very own Dr. Larry Burris.
Suppose you got your 6-year-old an instruction manual for driving a car. She memorizes the book and learns all of the rules for driving. Would you let her get behind the wheel and take off? I should hope not. There's a level of maturity that's just not there, no matter how smart or mature the child. Well, why would you give a dangerous device such as a cell phone or a computer tablet to a child? Last week, we heard horrific congressional testimony from parents and children about the dangers of cyberbullying in elementary, middle, and high schools. The conclusion was that something needs to be done to stop harassment, threats, and intimidation aimed at our children. For years, or even centuries, there's been a divide between adults and children. We do things and pass laws to protect children in ways that would be totally unacceptable for adults. So what can you do to stop bullying? Simple. We punish the children who engage in cyberbullying, and it doesn't take a federal or even state law to do so. School boards simply make it a published school policy that anyone threatening, harassing, or intimidating another student will be suspended. Or, if that sounds too harsh, then we make it a 2-strike rule, a warning the first time and suspension the second. Or we enroll the child in some kind of counseling to find out why they treat other children in hateful ways. I've seen several school policies that impose restrictions on children's speech and don't run afoul of the First Amendment. And besides, there are numerous court decisions that already limit some kinds of speech in order to protect children and adults. So here's another solution that doesn't require legislation. I've never understood why a pre-teenager needs a cell phone or a tablet with internet access. Oh, I know all the arguments. If my child gets into some kind of danger, they need a phone to call for help. But what is this pre-teenager doing by themselves in a place with that kind of danger? And by the way, schools and most other places are full of adults with cell phones that can call in event of danger. Finally, if many parents would start acting like parents, and not like their children's best friends and peers, we wouldn't need all this legislation anyway. I'm Larry Burris.
Thank you, Dr. Burris. Make sure you check in next week for his next media commentary.
The Community Foundation is hosting a rodeo here in Rutherford County. The Lone Star Rodeo will be hosted March 3rd and 4th at the MTSU Tennessee Miller Coliseum. Lone Star Rodeo is a family-run business, and they are known for bringing fun for the whole family through Western-style family entertainment. There will be food and drink vendors on site, and the event starts at 7 p.m. both nights. Tickets will be $20 for adults and teens, $10 for teens 7 to 12, and free for children under 6.
MTSU SGA President Jada Powell finds herself balancing her campaign goals along with her future outside of college. Over halfway through her year-long term, Powell has recently been staying busy updating very different calendars and having to make sacrifices to figure out what is important to her and MTSU students. She has always been an advocate for making MTSU students feel that school isn't just going to class and going home. She wants students to feel like they belong on campus and that they have many different outlooks to dive into and find a place to fit in.
The Tennessee Department of Education has announced an update about students being recognized for the U.S. Presidential Scholars Program. Strongly notified by the Department of Education, they want to celebrate the 128 students who are well known and are nominated for semifinalists. These hardworking students are being recognized on their accomplishments from their career, education background, demonstration of their talent, as well as SAT and ACT scores. Applications close on February 22nd, so for more information to apply, go to www.edu.gov/programs.
Is your car in need of a wash? How about one for free? Starting this Friday, February 24th, Tommy's Car Wash is happy to announce that its newest location in Smyrna is now offering free car washes, ending on Sunday, February 26th. The car wash is located behind the Chase Bank on Potomac Place, just off Sam Ridley Parkway, and is the third franchise location in Tennessee. Tommy's Car Wash Company president, Thomas Essenberg, says that they are excited to continue the growth in the state of Tennessee and look forward to serving Smyrna.
And now Dylan Simmons is back with tonight's forecast. Dylan, what do you have to look forward to tonight?
Thank you, Kira. Tonight we can expect lows in the mid to low 60s and some rainfall coming our way. McMinnville has a low of 65 and some light rain rolling in. Manchester, Mount Juliet, Shelbyville, Woodbury, and Murfreesboro all share a low of 64. And Smithville has a low of 63 with some steady overnight rain. All of these counties have wind speeds between 15 to 30 miles per hour. If things get too gusty, make sure you head indoors. And if you have to be somewhere tonight, drive careful and remember, slow and steady wins the race. After the break, I'll have your 5-day forecast for Murfreesboro. For now, let's send it back to Kira.
Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, Dylan will have your full 5-day forecast, and Matthew Hayden is over in the MTN Sports Den. He'll have your full sports report. Stick around.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
that's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News, and now Dylan Simmons has our full weather report.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at what's going on going into the weekend. But first, just a quick reminder about that wind advisory we're under. It's concerning all of Middle Tennessee, and winds have potential to reach 40 to 5 miles per hour. This advisory is going to stay around until Thursday, so stay aware until it's been officially lifted. If you're driving, make sure you use extra caution. Now, into today's weather. Wednesday is cloudy, windy, and we do have some rain rolling in tonight. Our chances of rain shoot up to 76% once night falls. Thursday is not much different, but this is hopefully when the wind advisory will be lifted. Speeds will drop a good 10 miles, but expect speeds of 10 to 20 miles per hour regardless. The rain will stick around into Friday, where we can expect some more at night, and it seems to cool the day down with a high of 57. Saturday is relatively similar, but expect showers all day thanks to an 83% chance of rain. And when Sunday hits, it seems the wind has settled. but we'll close out our week with one more rainy day. Wind speeds are only expected to be 5 miles per hour. A nice change. That's all I have for this week, but tune in on Monday for your next 5 days ahead. Back to you, Kira.
When we come back, Matthew Hayden is over in the MTN Sports Den. He'll have your sports report after the break.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back. MTSU baseball has come back home to the ballpark. Reese Smith Jr. Field became a party scene as they witnessed their Blue Raiders do battle for the first time in 2023 at home. Middle Tennessee faced off against the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks and quickly had no shortage of success. DJ Wright dropped a beat with 2 home runs to deep left field in the game. Brian Bernack had 5 scoreless innings on the day and managed to strike out 2 Redhawks. The Raiders' next game will be this Friday at noon as they take on St. Bonaventure. You can catch the game on ESPN Plus and the Blue Raider Radio Network. After their weekend success in Florida, the women's basketball team will have a new addition to their name. That is a number 25 after the recent AP polls were released this past Monday night. This is the Blue Raiders' second time eclipsing into the top 25 this month. The success is due to excellent team-branded basketball, with multiple Lady Raiders scoring double digits and playing stellar defense. With 3 games left in the regular season before the CUSA tournament, the Blue Raiders look to maintain their spot in the top 25. Next is a road game against the Louisiana Tech Lady Texters this Saturday at 1 p.m. You can catch the game on the ESPN Plus broadcast. After their historical performance last weekend, the men's basketball team looks to hold their ground at the Murphy Center this weekend. The men team saw huge success last weekend with wins over ranked 25 FAU and a win over FIU. They also followed the ways of the women's team by playing excellent team style of basketball, with multiple Blue Raiders getting back-to-back double-digit scoring efforts in both games. With 3 games left, a win in all 3 will push the team to 20 wins on the season and will mark back-to-back seasons with 20 or more wins. The men will take on the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs at the Murphy Center this Saturday at 3 p.m. It will also be broadcasted on the Stadium Network. Men's tennis will look to defend their blue-gray crown versus the other kingdoms of men's tennis this weekend. MTSU will head back down to Montgomery, Alabama to play in the Blue-Gray Cup tournament. This comes just 1 year after their victory last year that saw the Raiders beat multiple ITA-ranked teams. Speaking of the ITA rankings, in the most recent edition, MT saw some changes. Stein Slump moved to number 69 in the singles rankings, Oscar Brosham Polson moved to number 98, and he and Francisco Rocha are now number 44 in the doubles rankings. All the action kicks off on Friday as the Raiders play in their first round matchup. Middle Tennessee softball is coming off a wild tournament weekend in Fort Myers, Florida. MTSU had a number of ups and downs that resembled a ride at Dollywood. A huge positive came in the form of the third Power 5 win in the Jeff Breeden era versus Boston College. Things did not go as well against Lipscomb as they were pancaked in a 7-1 loss to the Lady Bisons. Despite the rough ending, Coach Breeden still saw the positive, saying, "I still love this team and hope they will learn moving forward." The 7-3 record for MT is the best start they had to a season in 6 years. Their next test will be against North Carolina A&T on the road. That's all we have here for now. Kira, back to you.
Thank you for joining us on Middle Tennessee News. I'm Mary Beth Mangrum, joined by Kira Fullington, Matthew Hayden, and Dylan Simmons. If you missed this or any show, you can watch them on our website, middletennesseenews.net.
Make sure to follow us on all social media sites as well, Facebook/Middle Tennessee News or at Middle TN News on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll see you on Monday, February 27th for our next show.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to